in order to answer your questions regarding learning French for TEF or TCF Canada. What I did, I'll be sharing my journey, what I how I learned French, what got me into French, and how I slowly started learning French. And I hope I'll be giving you information, I'll be able to give you proper information on what you can do and how to make this decision of learning French. Now, when it comes to learning French, it is a tough decision. Okay, it is a tough decision for an international student to make, for someone to make who is who's still thinking about the options for permanent residency. there are a lot of like, now there are not, but there used to be, like, an year or 2 years back, there used to be enough options for permanent residency, whether you come after 12th or you come after graduation, through which it was easy to get your permanent residency. But now the problem is there are a lot of changes in immigration, because of which the pathways are very much narrower. We are not able to get permanent residency, which creates a lot of problems, especially for those who came after 12th. Even for people after graduation, it is becoming very difficult to get permanent residency. And talking about myself, I started learning French. Okay, firstly, I gave my exam in 2022 September. That's when I cleared my TEF Canada exam, French exam, with the CLB 7 in reading, writing, and listening, and CLB 9, C1 in speaking. So that was my score. And going back to the journey when I started learning French and why I took this decision of learning French, for me it was very clear. Okay, I used to live in Barrie in Ontario, and I worked in fitness field. Okay, I used to work in the knockbay position. The thing is, I loved my field. Okay, and I never wanted to leave my position, just to work in a restaurant, or just to do sort of jobs which I don't like, in order to just get PR. So my main focus was to keep on working in my field and then figure out how I would be able to get my PR uh, through that pathway. And it turned out that it would not be possible. It would not be possible, and I would have to move to another province to get a PR, or have to go through LMIA, do the option of LMIA. Okay, so see, it feels easy to think about going through PNP. Okay, but the thing is, in Ontario, in Ontario, there are, like, firstly, there are you really have to find the employers, those who are giving out PNP. And even though that, it is not easier to get permanent residency through PNP, because of a huge influx of students and overall huge influx of immigrants, and uh, it has become very competitive. The other option is LMIA. Now, when it comes to LMIA, it is even harder than it looks like. And LMIA is something where you exhaust a lot of your money, because it's not like employers are giving out permanent residency to the people those who are good workers. A lot of Indian immigrants and a lot of immigrants, those who know this loophole in the system, they exploit international students, and they charge 35-40,000 dollars for LMIAs. And I didn't wanted to go through that. Okay, I didn't wanted to get LMIA, pay 35-40,000 dollars, because see, if PR costs me 35-40,000 dollars, then I don't want it. Okay, that's when I stumbled across French. Now, when we talk about French, even French, I didn't started learning. I was it wasn't like oh, okay, French is the option, I'll go with French. Okay, it wasn't that easy of a decision. First, I researched a lot. So how did I came to know about French? I was having a call with one of my friends. He's really my good friend, and he told me, we were discussing about some programs, we were discussing about some options of permanent residency. He currently is in India. He was planning to come to Canada before. And oh, just give me a second. Gurleen asks, is there any discount, as it is very costly to give $500 for French course? Yes, Gurleen, you can reach me out and I'll be able to provide something and we can get started. Okay, so you can email me, Gurleen, or you can reach me out through the methods of reaching me out through my website, and we'll be able to move forward. Okay, yeah, coming back to my point, at that time I was having conversation with that person, and like my friend, and he told me that there is an option of permanent residency through French. Like, why don't you look forward to it? I'm like, okay, French, who learns French? French is for francophone people, and like they are the ones, those who give French exam in order to get their permanent residency. It's not for us. It's not for Indians. So I shouldn't really consider this option of French, because that's something for others. But then slowly I started researching on YouTube. Okay, how long it takes to learn French? Can we learn French in 6 months, 7 months? Overall, it turns out that no, you can't learn French in 6 months, 7 months, okay, if you're working full time. But I was still serious. I got serious, that I know. See, the thing is, when it comes to making the decision of learning French, you really have to weigh out pros and cons. Okay, what are the pros of getting LMIA or PNP or changing province and things like that? On the other hand, what are pros of learning French? Okay, and obviously the pros of learning French overpowers the pros of going through LMIA or like this and that. Why? Because firstly, French is a skill. Learning a new language, learning a European language is a skill. It helps you in your overall career development. It helps you firstly in your brain development. Chalo, that's a different thing. We don't really need to go that detail into it. How learning multiple languages improves your brain capabilities, but that's a whole different thing. Our main focus is for career and for permanent residency. For career, if you are in Canada and if you know French, your job opportunities increases a lot if you're in Canada. Okay, why? Canada's second official language is French. And because a lot of people don't know, see, Canada is dependent on immigrants, but the only thing is, immigrants do not know French, those who come over here. Okay, it's a very small population, those who know French. Others don't know French. Which, if they don't know French and they go for any normal position without French, the English positions are very oversaturated. But if any immigrant knows French, they'll be able to, because of less competition, they will be able to get their job quicker. So that's one thing. The other thing is permanent residency itself, obviously. Okay, at my time, 2.5 years ago, okay, like when I was learning French, there was no such thing as French proficiency stream. But still, there were 62 points. You used to get 62 to 74 points in your express entry, like in your general draws, okay, in your express entry CRS score. My CRS score without French, after giving, like after getting 777 in IELTS, and after completing my 1 year work experience, after studying diploma in college in Canada, after coming after 12th, yes, I came after 12th, okay, my maximum score was around 434. Okay, 434. Like I maxed out on my IELTS. It was more than 777. So you get a little bit more if you have really good score in English. But apart from it, it was still 434. Okay, something like that. 430, 434. Obviously, it's been a while. I don't remember that, but it was around that. But then when I added French, when I gave my French exam, it bumped up to 496. So this is how it helps you in permanent. This is how it helped me in permanent residency in the past. But in September 2023, the immigration department, they opened up this new stream through which they will be more focused on particular different streams, and they will be getting more priority when it comes to getting their permanent residencies. Okay, and that makes it easier. Okay, so like when we talk about the fields, there were different fields like STEM fields, healthcare and nursing, trade occupations, and one or two more, and French. Okay, and French currently is given the most quota out of all the fields, like it's given 30% quota. So the benefit of French is even increasing more. Okay, so if I talk about the fields, I have the chart open right now. Okay, so that I can show you the actual information. There are 5 to 6 different fields: French proficiency, healthcare occupations, STEM occupations, trade occupations, transport occupations, agriculture, and agri-food occupations. Okay, if you're in any of these fields, that means it becomes easier for you to get your permanent residency. But when we specifically talk about French, like over here it's written 30%. Okay, 30% quota is given only to French. So that means there is high demand of francophones when it comes to immigration. Okay, so this is what I recommend: you learn French. I'm going to answer your questions, okay, because I see a lot of questions. I just want to give a quick overview of why I'm doing this live, so that I'm able to raise this awareness of learning French for immigrants. Okay, I have my playlist. You'll be able to start French right from basics through my playlist as well. So let's go through some questions. um, Sahil, do you have a course too? Yes, you'll be able to visit my website. It's in the description to understand about the programs. Is it possible to get PR with tier 3 job and French in Ontario? Yes, definitely. If you have tier 0, 1, 2, 3 job, 1 year work experience in Canada, in Ontario, okay, it can be anywhere in Canada apart from Quebec, and you know French, you have given the exam with CLB or NCLC 7777 in reading, listening, speaking, and writing of TEF or TCF Canada, you can put your profile in French proficiency stream. Like overall, you'll be able to put your build your profile in the Express Entry pool, and Express Entry will filter out your profile for French proficiency stream. So this is how you'll be able to get PR. Kavalpreet asks, is it easy to get PR after doing any tier code job and you do French? Like if you do general labor job and you get B2 in French test, can someone get permanent residency? Kavalpreet, so no. See, the thing is, Kaval, if this would be possible, okay, see, this is not possible. Okay, you still need tier 0, 1, 2, 3 job, and that is the minimum requirement to go under any program in Express Entry. Okay, so that's the thing. There, we still have to understand that there are minimum requirements of different domains. One domain is your work experience, for which you need tier 0, 1, 2, 3, 1 year. The other domain is your education, and the third domain is the language. Okay, when we talk about this domain of languages, most people go with English, but French gives you a lot of benefit, but you still have to meet the minimum criteria of the other domains as well. Okay, so that's the thing. So I would recommend find job in tier 0, 1, 2, 3, even though if you're learning French. Okay, the Wanderlust says, I'm interested, how can I contact you, sir? You'll be able to go on my website. So let me do one thing for all of you guys. I'm going to share my screen, okay, so that I am able to navigate you guys through the website and show you different pathways and different all the information that I have gave for TEF TCF kind of exams on my website. So there we go. I hope you guys are able to see the screen. So this is my website, okay, and you'll be able to scroll down, you'll be able to scroll through courses. But okay, it's not only about courses, there are a lot of other information as well. Some of the students, those who have got really good score in TEF kind of exams, and then these all my YouTube videos, so that you're able to understand each and every aspect and get your questions answered. If you go to about, you'll be able to go to Vyom if you want to know about my journey, how I learned the language, and know more about TEF TCF Canada or TFEC exams, to see what does each exam entails, and what score do we need for each of the examinations. And then these are the program tabs, and then why Frenchify, obviously, testimonials, and then immigration. Now this is going to be very, very important for you guys to understand, for you guys to observe and properly understand all pathways that you guys have depending on what province you are in. Okay, so first of all, French category, Express Entry draws. Okay, this is Express Entry. So if we talk about eligibility criteria for those, so over here you'll be able to open this link. Let me open this link in the new tab and share this tab. Okay, so yeah, this is the information. I won't be reading the whole information right now. I recommend you guys to go to my website and properly open that link onto your own browser, so that you're able to see in detail how this will help you. Okay, over here you'll be able to find who is eligible for each category, select French proficiency, and then you keep on answering those questions, or you keep on reading whatever they have mentioned, so that you are able to understand the proper details on it. Okay, and then if let's say your work permit is expiring very soon. Now overall, when it comes to learning the language, when it comes to learning French, it takes about 10 to 12 months. Okay, if you go with proper step by step guidance, it takes 10 to 12 months. If you are giving 2 to 3 hours of study on daily basis, if you are doing it by yourself, then it takes about 15, 16, 17 months, maybe even more, if you are going through self study only. Okay, but let's say you don't have that much time. Okay, your work permit is expiring very soon. Then what can happen? In that case, you also have a different option, in which you can go with francophone mobility work program. Okay, in that case, what happens is, you don't need CLB 7. Okay, you need CLB 5, and you need a job offer in your province apart from Quebec. Once you get that, then you are able to extend your work permit as well. And the extension of work permit depends on the duration of employment offer. Okay, so yeah, read this information as well, will be very useful for those who have work permit expiring very soon. Okay, and then there are other streams as well. If you're from Quebec, you have a Quebec graduate stream. For Sudbury, we have Sudbury RNIP program, Saskatchewan immigration program, New Brunswick, Ontario French speaking skilled worker stream, Nova Scotia labor market stream. So, lot of different options. Okay, and see, now let's talk about, is it difficult? Okay, let me first of all answer more questions if you guys have. Um, I'm interested. How can I contact you, sir? I saw all your videos made in the playlist. Can you please post it daily so that by self study we can complete till level A2? Yes, I'll do my best to upload it daily. Okay, and yeah, see what I would recommend is study from complete French grammar book as well. Okay, like all the lectures that you see on my YouTube, open those same lectures, practice them through complete French grammar book. If the lecture is not out, you still, you can still start any other concept and read it through complete French grammar book. That will be a good way to improve your language. But yes, I'll be posting more content very soon, so that is going to be there. Okay. And then Ayan says, how much points do I need to score in French for PR? So you need NCLC 7. Okay, the NCLC chart is out of 12. You need NCLC 7 out of 12 in reading, listening, speaking, and writing for TEF Canada or TCF Canada. Okay, most people go with TEF Canada, but you can also go with TCF Canada. However, TEF Canada is the most common one. So yeah, that's the exam. And yeah, now coming back to our point, is it difficult? Is it difficult to learn French till CLB 7? Yes. Okay, like I'll be very honest. I went through this journey. It is difficult. If someone says it is not difficult, oh, you can learn French in 6 months, like with like with this particular thing, with that particular thing, French learning can be very easy for you. That is not true. Okay, French learning is difficult. Like that's period. If this would be easy, everyone would be able to do it very easily. Okay, that's the thing. But see, now let's be realistic in our life. Okay, we are grown up adults. We need to understand that things will be difficult. When something becomes difficult, should we stop it? Okay, when we stop it, that's a sign of not being able to endure something. Okay, which I completely understand. Sometimes we are not able to stick through something which we don't really have interest in, or we are just doing as an obligation. But you have to train yourself. Okay, you have to train yourself to go through this grind so that you are able to study regularly. It's not easy. If someone says you it's easy, oh, like French, yeah, come over here, French can be done in this much time and you will be able to go from A0 to B2 in 6 months, that would be easy. No, it's not easy. First of all, even doing it in 10 to 12 months is a bit difficult challenge. But 6 months is even more difficult, because I have some students. Okay, I have one student, I won't take the name on live stream unless they give me consent, which I didn't took. So but I can still give two examples. I have two students. He started learning French in the middle of December. In the middle of in the end of November and in the middle of December, you will be able to go on website and you will be able to see who that is, because I have that his scorecard uploaded. And he gave his first attempt in and see, he quit his job. Okay, he quit his job to pursue French full time. Okay, that means he was studying French regularly for 6 hours on an average. And within 6 months he gave his first attempt. He got B2 in reading, no, B2 in writing, B2 in speaking, B1 in reading, and A2 in listening. Okay, so he didn't clear. Definitely he didn't clear. It was his first attempt within 6 months. But he was giving 5 to 6 hours on daily basis. Okay, let's say obviously he's training more now. In 1 month or in 2 months more, he'll be clearing his exam, because eventually that's going to happen. Okay, you add 2 more months to 6 months, 8 months. Now 8 months is the least time in which someone can do it if they are full time into it. Okay, if they have quit their jobs and they're full time into learning French, 8 months is the minimum. If someone says you, oh, come to us for TEF Canada, we'll do TEF Canada this, TEF Canada that. In 6 months, it will be possible. No, it's not. They don't tell you that you have to leave your job, that you have to study 8 hours every day, you have to, quit everything, you have to be obsessive about it. And this was the same for me. Okay, I was obsessive about learning the language. That's why I was able to do it. And it takes proper discipline. Okay, it's very easy to sugarcoat things, to say you that, oh, it will be easy, like learning French, it has been very easy. But no. Okay, I'll be honest, because I went through the same 1.5 year ago. When I gave my exam, before giving my exam, this is what I did. Okay, so it is difficult, but it's worth it. That's the thing, at the end it's worth it. Okay, I'll be answering more questions. Okay, how much point do I need to score? Okay, so that we have answered. Secrico Touré, is it possible to get PR with tier 3? Oh, I guess I've answered this. What is francophone program? Sahil, go on my website. I would recommend you going on my website, and you'll be able to discuss everything in detail. Because if I try to tell you something on top of my mind, I might I might give you not wrong but inaccurate information, which I don't want to. So it's better to read it through the website, which you can open through my website as well. Okay. Hi, can you share the link for this page, please? Showing French pathways to PR work permit. Where did you get that from? Yes, so it's in my it's on my website. So open my website, Jizzy. Jizzy Singh asks this question. Open my website and then go to immigration tab, and then you will be able to see each and every tab in detail. What are the different programs available for you? Okay. And Arvinder Singh asks, currently I am studying French from last 8 months and a half. I'm studying full time around 8 hours every day. Currently, I consider myself around A2 level. If I continue at same speed, is it possible to crack TEF in 6 months? Arvinder, if you are studying 8 hours every day, like 8 hours of full proper training every day, and it's been 8 months, something is wrong. Okay. Last month. Okay, sorry, last month and a half. Yeah, no, that's a good speed. That's a very good speed, Arvinder. If you have been studying 8 hours every day for last 1.5 month, that's a very good speed. Okay, and continue with this speed. So now your question is, Arvinder, if you still continue with this same speed, is it possible to crack TEF in 6 months? Yes, yes, it is. Okay, but you have to continue at that same speed. That would be very important. Okay, it is possible. It's high likely. Okay, it's not like I cannot say 100% possible, because what if you got distracted in between. But it is high likely. Okay, get the proper training, prepare specifically for TEF. Once your whole syllabus is done, train more speaking, train more listening, train more reading, and get proper guidance for writing and speaking as well. You will be able to do it in 6 months. Okay. Ishmeet Singh says, bro, I'm doing French from 1 month but feel very much demotivated. Should I continue? Yes, you should continue, Ishmeet. Because, see, if you feel demotivated and you quit, see, the thing is, like, I'll be honest, okay, Ishmeet, we are grown ups. We are not kids anymore. When kids feel like not doing anything, they quit. Okay. But now we are adults. We need to build our career. In order to build our career, we have to do some things which we don't like to do, but we still have to do. Okay, so you have to push through. How to learn French for free? It's me, Dave asks the question, how to learn French for free. So Dave, you can go onto my YouTube playlist. I'll be uploading more lectures, but there are enough lectures for now that you can start right from the basics and you can start learning it for free. Go onto my YouTube channel, open the playlist section, and you will see a tab. You will see a playlist which is complete step by step lectures for beginners. Okay, you can start over there. You can also go on to my website. There is a free course for beginners. You can sign up for that as well. Okay. Sahil Kumar asked the question, do we need specific knock job with CLB7 or just CLB7? Yes, Sahil, you need tier 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now knock is not valid anymore. Now the immigration department counts your skill on the basis of tiers. So tier 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you need to have tier 0, 1, 2, 3, 1 year work experience, and with that French as well. Main, Main. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but Main asks the question, hello, sir. What tier job you had when you applied for Francophone program? I didn't apply in any Francophone program, just to be honest. Okay, just to be clear. I applied under General Express Entry Draws because at that time, Francophone, what do you call? Francophone stream was not there yet. So I applied under General Express Entry Draws. And at that time I was doing tier 3 job, which was so at that time the tier didn't existed. There my job was knock D, which was a fitness specialist. Okay, so that was manager, that's kind of like a manager of the gym and fitness trainer of the gym in the college that I used to study before. So I used to work in my college. Ishmeet Singh asks, do you provide consultation, be it phone or anything similar? Want to discuss about my current status or my journey of learning French? For I don't offer the consultation yet, but you can connect me. You can connect with me, Ishmeet, through the website, and you'll be able to send me a text on WhatsApp or also from email, and we'll be able to continue our conversation over there. Sahil asks, which tier is Pizza Maker? See, Pizza Maker is going to be tier 4. I don't think so that would be considered. Shaurya Mohan asks, sir, is MIFI French course count anywhere? MIFI French course? Um, MIFI, I think that's a government French course. Okay, that doesn't count in terms of immigration, as far as I know. Okay, so yeah, that doesn't count for immigration. For immigration, there are only specific exams which are valid: TEF Canada or TCF Canada, or if you are in Quebec, TFAC, depending on the different scenarios. Okay. Main asks, have you been to France? No, I haven't been to France. I live in Montreal, Quebec, so that's kind of like a mini France of Canada, and that is good enough. Okay, so yeah, this is about French. This is about learning French, and now let me share you guys what I did when I started learning French, so that you guys are able to follow the same journey. Okay, now when I started, see, 80% of my journey, everything I did, that was self study, and it was very difficult for me. See, the thing is, if it takes you around 600 hours to learn French up until B2 plus level, it takes you about 750 hours to do self study to get that same level. Okay, so self study is very inefficient because you have to figure out everything. So that that was the thing about me. Yeah, I did mostly self study, and I started learning French through the book called Complete French Grammar All in One. So if anyone is starting to learn French, I recommend this book, Complete French Grammar All in One. What I did is I opened that book, and I just started reading the chapters, and I started to understand the concepts in French. And that was very difficult in the beginning. And then I slowly, like each of the topics that was there, what I used to do. So okay, for example, verbs in French, I just used to type it in YouTube, understand about verbs in French. There would be some lecture here and there, and I used to do that. So that's how I somehow completed my grammar, learned very chaotically grammar here and there. And also with this, while during first 3 4 months while I was completing my grammar, at the same time I also started doing vocabulary practice from Edito A1 and Edito A2 books. Okay, so for Edito A1 and A2 books, I I mainly, like, first I had the PDFs, but then I also purchased Edito A1 and Edito A2 books. Those are mainly for our vocabulary learning. That's where you learn the culture of the French and the culture of the French language, actually, and overall vocabulary at A1 A2 level. So I used that as well, and I did listening practice and reading practice from Edito A1, and then once A1 was done, then I went into Edito A2. Okay, so this is how I overall built up my language in first 4 to 5 months. Then, see, now this was the point where I got demotivated. So now I know someone asked the question, and Ishmeet asked this question, that I felt demotivated. Should I continue? See, Ishmeet, I felt the same. Okay, learning French was never my priority. Learning French was never my interest. I never went into interest that, oh, today I'm getting to learn French. It's so awesome. It was hell. Okay, it was living hell, honestly. But yeah, you have to be persistent about it. Okay, and that's what I did. See, even after first 4 months of study, I got demotivated, and then I stopped learning French. Okay, so 5 months I didn't learn French after that at all. That was like a waste of time. Okay, I didn't study French at all. But then after 5 more months, I jumped back into learning it, and then I started with a different approach. I started practicing more speaking. I started practicing more reading. I would just read French articles as much as I can. I would read 2 to 3 different books, Read and Think French, as well as French short stories. These were the two very common books which I used to read all the time to understand the vocabulary. I purchased a couple of books translated in French. Okay, so there was one book. It's you guys know Atomic Habits. Okay, It's this book, Atomic Habits, and it also has a French version. So what I did is I purchased the French version of Atomic Habits, and I used to read it to improve vocabulary, to get used to the vocabulary. Okay, and for listening, I used to follow some French channels. Okay, which I have listed on my YouTube playlist as well, and you will be able to see which channels I recommend. So I used to watch those channels as well to improve my listening at higher levels. Yeah, and then slowly my level kept on building. For speaking, what I used to do, speaking, I would just open my phone camera, and I would just record myself, just try to speak on any particular topic, record myself, and then see my mistakes, where I'm doing mistakes. So that is what mostly happened in the beginning. Afterwards, close to my exam specific preparation, when I built up overall B1 level in the whole language, that's when I took a professional guidance from a very skilled teacher. Her name, again, I won't be able to share anyone's name without consent, but she really helped me a lot. Like, she was my guru. And I learned a lot from there. All that I know, all the technicalities that I know in the language, all the higher level things that I know in the language, that was because of her. Okay, and she was one of my friend's relative, so that's why she was training me, and I got trained on that for exam specific preparation. And that's when in first 9 months, I gave my first attempt, and I got overall B2 score, not B2 but B2 score. Okay, in each I got B2, and in writing I got B2 plus after 9 months of preparation. But then, like, after 3 more months, that is after 12, like 2.5 more months, I gave my second attempt, and then I cleared properly my exam. So I got B2 plus in writing, B2 plus in listening, B2 plus in reading, and C1 in speaking. Okay, so that was my journey. I gave my exam on 13th September 2022. Yeah, so that was all. Let's go through some questions now. I know you guys might be feeling bored. Oh, what is this guy talking about? But just wanted to share with this you, so that you guys feel motivated, that it will take time, but it will eventually happen. Okay, Sahil Kumar asks this question. There is this one guy, French with Herman, and he says that they can help clear CLB7 in 4 months only. 4 months. See, if this would be possible in 4 months, I mean, a lot of people would have got that CLB7 score. Okay, 4 months is like not possible. 4 months is definitely not. Even if you're studying 16, see, the thing is, you can't study more than 6-7 hours on daily basis. Okay, like max you can go 8. Okay, but you can't study more than that. Even if you're studying 6 to 8 hours on daily basis, it still takes 7 to 8 months. Okay, so please don't fall into these false claims. I'm doing job in logistics. My work permit expires in December 2025. I have to increase my score. So what you have to increase your score. So December 2025. Okay, so you have still good enough time to learn French and give your exam, and then get high score. So December 2025, that means 1.5 years. So you still have 1.5 year, and yeah, that's good. You can learn French. Yeah, what's the best way of using the Edito A1? Because there is too much vocab. Yes, Ishmeet, that's true. There is too much vocab. And what I recommend you, Ishmeet, is don't cram each and everything. Okay, skim through this book, skim through Edito A1. You just have to you just have to read through the book. You just have to listen the audio files. Don't go too much in detail about you don't need to you don't need to memorize each and every vocabulary. You just have to expose yourself to it. Learning will happen subconsciously. It will happen passively. Okay, even when you are practicing things from Edito A1 book, and even when you are practicing listening from Edito A1, once you move on to A2, same vocabulary will be repeated again. Okay, so that's the thing. We should never memorize each and everything. It comes subconsciously. You have to repeat the things more. The more you repeat, the more you expose yourself to the language, the more you gain vocabulary, the more you absorb vocabulary. Okay, and vocabulary is dependent more on continuous repetition and regular exposure to the language rather than memorizing. Okay, because memorization works in short term. Like, let's say today you memorize the list of vocabulary. Okay, you can remember it for today, you can remember it for tomorrow, but eventually you're going to forget it. So that's why read as much French as you can on regular basis, listen as much French as you can on regular basis, without worrying that you will miss that vocabulary. note down each and every word. Note down the things which are a bit more complex, which you never saw. But words that are repetitive, don't yeah, don't repeat them. Okay. Sorry, don't words that are repetitive, don't write them. Okay. Do you recommend using LinkQ app? Yes, I do recommend using LinkQ app for reading. Okay, for reading and listening, I do. Okay, but again, it's a supplemental tool. It's not your main method of learning. Your main method of learning is you sitting and understanding the grammar topics and you learning the vocabulary through Edito A1 and Edito A2. Okay, so LinkQ can definitely help you for reading and for listening. Even I started. I personally didn't like the lot because you really have to look around a lot of different things. There are a lot of good videos and everything is transcript and they track your number of words. Like let's say there is one word that you saw 7 8 times, they track it and they tell you that they basically tell you that you have seen this word this many times, which is good, but it also becomes a bit distracting. So personally for me, I found it a bit distracting. But if you are able to use it, that's well and good. Okay, because everyone have their personal journey. Okay, things that worked out for me, obviously will work for you, but there are some other things which works even better for you. Okay, so there is no magic pill. Okay, everyone will have their own journey. Everyone will be able to do it through the way they like the most. Okay, so yes, Darshan Patel says, I am on A2 right now, but just doing speaking, never touched writing and reading. See, the thing is, if you're on A2, doing speaking is good, but see, writing, yeah, you don't really touch on writing at A2 level, at A1 level, B1 level, even B1 level, because when you are learning grammar, you are still building your writing, because correct grammar helps you understand the correct structurization in the language, which overall builds up your writing. Okay, B2 level writing will be very important. So right now you don't have to worry about writing. What I would say is focus more on reading, Darshan. Okay, focus more on reading, focus more on listening. If you are at A2 level, start Edito A2 and do reading practice from that. Okay, and do listening practice. And very soon I will be uploading the book. I'll be uploading the video on how to study from Edito book. Okay, how to study from complete French grammar book. So that will help you guys as well. Ishmeet asks the question, there are too much difficult spellings. Does the examiner consider it much? Yes, examiner will consider. Okay. See, spellings are the basics of the language. If you're making mistakes in any C1 level concept, for example, subjunctive or future anterior, which are higher level concepts, if you make mistakes in those, that is okay. But if you make mistakes in basic things, which are spellings, which are accents, which are genders, that's problematic. Okay, same thing with English. If you write paragraph in English, if you write a spelling wrong, that's that will lose your marks. So same thing happens with French. Okay, and yes, please understand, no magic pill. No, you can't learn French in 4 months. You can't learn French in 5 months. If this is the message you are getting, please be aware of it, and understand that that is not realistic. Okay, if something feels too good to be true, it actually is. Okay, so yeah, being someone who went through this journey myself, I have that idea of how much effort, how much dedication it takes. Okay, Karan asks this question, what is the path to get PR through skilled trades? For skilled trades, now the skilled trades are also considered in one of those categories which immigration have what do you say, which immigration have selected to give PR a bit more quicker. So to if you want to get more information, Karan, again, go on my website. On my website there is immigration tab. Open that immigration tab and you will be able to see, scroll down, there is a French category for skill trades. Okay, so that will help you get your permanent residency if you know French as well, and also if you're working in skill trades. But generally, even if you do not know French, that is okay, because skill trades is something that immigration department is promoting. So yeah, I would say take more information on it. Meherleen says, I'm just getting to start learning the language. I'm in the second last semester. Do you think it's a good decision to start now? I'm really scared of getting the hang of the French dialect. Okay, see, Meher, the best time to learn French, if you were coming to Canada, the best time to learn French was when you were born. Okay, and the second best time to learn French, if you're in Canada, is today. Okay, So yes, this is the best time to start learning French. Why? Because the more you are learning now, the less the less pressure you will have afterwards to complete the syllabus. Okay. In one case, let's say you started learning French on your work permit. Okay. Then you will have that push that, oh, you have to complete all the syllabus in 1 year and you have to give the exam in 1 year so that you are able to get your PR quicker. But let's say you started 8 months before the expiration of your work permit, you would have, 8 months before the expiration of your study permit, you would have completed half of your journey, even when the study permit expires. Okay. So you are done. Like 50% of the journey is already done once your study permit expires. And then rest 50% or 30%, depending on how much you studied on study permit, rest 30-50% you can complete it during your work permit without any extra pressure. Okay. So yeah, that's what I would say. Darshan asks, "Are you in Quebec?" Yes, I'm in Quebec. I live in Montreal. Ishmeet, thanks very much for your answers. My last question: how is level of 7 bands of IELTS difficult from TEF? Is TEF scoring more liberal than IELTS? See, it's different. See, now very important to understand, everyone, that 7 bands in IELTS is not same as 7 NCLC in TEF Canada. Okay, because 7 bands in IELTS is out of 9. Okay, so let's say 9 is the perfect person in English. 7 out of 9 is very high. Okay, but CLB or NCLC 7 in French is out of 12. Okay, so out of 12, the half of 12 is 6, but you are at 7. So you are like intermediate, like the upper intermediate. Okay, so the thing is, there is difference. Okay, if we were to compare 7 CLB French, like 7 CLB in French reading, listening, speaking, and writing would be equal to overall 6.5, like 6, yeah, 6.5, 6 to 6.5 bands in IELTS. Okay, so not that difficult. And talking about TEF scoring more liberal than IELTS, see, it's different. We can't really say, see, it's not about, see, if it's a different language, the scoring cannot just be more liberal. It's a different way of analysis. Okay, you still have to speak the correct language. If you're wrong, you will be wrong. Okay, so we cannot just say that TEF scoring is liberal. It depends on your, honestly, it depends also on your fate as well. Sometimes examiners are more, more liberal. Sometimes they are very, like, very strict. So sometimes they don't give marks, but most of the times, my students have given the exams as well. 90% of the times the examiners are very accommodative. They give you enough time to prepare when it comes to speaking and things like that. So yeah, usually it's not that bad. Do you take live classes? Ayan, I would recommend going on my website. I have proper laydown of how I run French programming. Yes, it helps for everyone to, my method is hybridization, which helps for people, those who are busy with their work, so that they are able to learn at their own pace. Okay, so that's different. Meet Rajput, hey man, keep up the great job you're doing. Thank you so much, Meet. Work permit expiring in 1 year. Do you think it is possible to become proficient enough to get PR if I put 2 to 3 hours a day? See, now your situation is that your work permit is expiring in 12 months. That means you have to clear exam before 12 months. Okay, that means you have to clear exam in about 10 months so that you are able to add that French score in your profile and then eventually get your invitation. So that means you don't have 12 months to clear the exam, you have 10. Okay, and if you're giving 2 to 3 hours a day, if you're self-studying, 10 months, no, then it wouldn't be possible. Even if you're taking the proper coaching step by step, then I would say bump it up 3 to 4 hours, then you will be able to do it around in 10 months. Okay, so that's what I would say, Meet. And Arvinder asks the question, do we need to remember all the conjunction in all the tenses? Oh, I think you mean conjugation. Okay, or are there some special tenses only which are used most, so that we can focus on that? See, tenses are, all of them are useful, or all the tenses are useful. Simple past, okay, simple past you don't need to learn. Simple past is used in historical language, so we don't need to learn that. But all the other tenses are useful. Present tense, obviously one of the most useful. Past tenses, imparfait and passé composé, both of them very useful. Plus que parfait is also very useful. Future tense, simple future, very very useful. Okay, immediate future with verb aller, that is also very useful. Immediate past with verb venir, that is also very useful. And future interior, not that useful. Past conditional, not that useful. Conditional, very useful. Okay, so these are the tenses which are useful. NB Language Institute. CLB 7 equivalent to IELTS 6 bands. 6 to 6.5. Okay, like it's a different chart, so we can't really just say it's 6 bands, because see, the spectrum is not numerical. Okay, it's a spectrum, it's not numerical. Okay, so 6 to 6.5. Zain Sharif asks, is the any Hemingway book for grammar enough? And is it that the first step you would suggest? It's not enough. It's a good starting point. Okay, but see, the thing is, Anna Hemingway book is good to learn the grammar. Okay, so it's enough for grammar, but still, language learning is not only about grammar; it's also about learning vocabulary. For vocabulary, Edito A1 and Edito A2 are the books to go for. Okay, and after that you have to do the real speaking, real listening, real reading, real writing. So books won't be used after you build the fluency. Books are very useful in the first 3-4 months. After you're done with that, then you move on to the actual websites for listening practice. You move on to actual websites for like for reading practices as well, like reading all the news articles and stuff like that. So books helps us in the beginning. Afterwards, it's more online resources. Yukti Mittal asks, while starting to learn French, which area to start first, with reading, listening, or writing? Neither. Start with grammar. Okay, because if you understand grammar, you understand how the language works. Okay, and if you understand how the language works, then only you will be able to understand how, then you will be able to understand writing. Okay, and also then you will slowly be able to understand listening, and then writing and speaking. Okay, so before starting reading, listening, speaking, writing, start with grammar. Start to understand the concepts in the language, how the sentences are made. Follow my playlist, and step by step go through how the sentences are made, how to use the verbs, how to use the prepositions, and all the different aspects of the language. Then once you understand what are the grammatical concepts in the language, then you will be able to apply those concepts while you practice your reading. Okay, so this is what I would say. Yeah. Are French category based draws likely to exist in future next 1 to 2 years? Oh yeah, easily. Even more than that. See, if I talk to you about the future prediction when it comes to learning French, government has really good, it has really good plans when it comes to giving more weightage to French. Let me share my website again, and I'll tell you how. Okay, so if you go on my website, you will be able to open this immigration tab. Just scroll down. Okay, just scroll down. IRCC measures to get more francophone community. Okay, over here you'll be able to see what are the new upcoming plans for French speakers in Canada. Okay, for French speaker immigrants in Canada. That will make you understand, that will give you a better idea of how much promotion there is and there will be in future for French. Okay, each year government is planning to add 4 to 5,000 or even more francophone francophone invitations in their French specific draws. So that is something which is very good to see. Okay, someone says we can't see your screen. I think you can. People are able to see my screen, right? You guys are able to see my screen. Okay. Is Cosmopolite a good book? Cosmopolite, I have never studied from Cosmopolite, but yes, it is a good book. I've seen some people using it, and I've opened it, and it's good to learn vocabulary. It's good to understand vocabulary. However, I personally recommended it though, because that's my personal favorite. But again, if Cosmopolite works for you, that is also good. In your experience, Zain asks this question. In your experience, has watching movies in French, listening to podcasts and music helped to improve your French learning? Movies, no. Podcasts and music, yes, tremendously. When I specifically talk about French podcasts, yeah, they really help me understand the true, authentic, technical French accent. Okay, and with that, I was able to improve a lot. And if you guys are at A2 level, okay, if anyone is a beginner or is at A2 level, now the thing is, which podcast to start with? Why? Because you guys, it's very difficult. Like, there are a lot of resources on YouTube. Okay, which podcast to start with? Like, you will be able to see a lot of podcasts, but the problem is, if you're at A2 level, you're not able to understand those podcasts, so it works counterproductive. So you can message me. Okay, message me on Instagram or on WhatsApp, and I'll be able to send the link of a very useful podcast that you guys will be able to listen. Okay, so yeah, that would be very useful. And music, talking about the music is one of the best ways to get used to the French pronunciation. Okay, I loved French music. Okay, there are some artists, I'll write this in chat. Okay, there is one song which I really like, and which I will recommend to you guys as well. The artist's name is Amir. Artist, okay, his name is Amir, and you'll be able to hear his songs. Some of them are. I'm just writing his song's name so that you're able to search it with the song, so that you are properly, following the same artist. You don't go the any other artist. Okay, so name Le Rue de ma Pen. Okay, so this is one of his songs, but search other songs as well. Listen to it. It's very enjoyable. It's very fun. And best thing about music, French music, is that it makes your accent very, it improves your accent a lot. Because the more you listen to the French music, the more you are able to understand that authentic French accent, which makes your listening a lot better. Okay. Uh, Please write book names in chat for everybody, for sure. Complete French grammar all in one. Okay, you will be able to look for this in on Amazon as well. Complete French grammar all in one. Edito A1 and Edito A2. So these are the two books that I would recommend to start at. See, more step by step, we have it on my YouTube channel, so you will be able to watch over there as well. That explains you more in detail what book to use and when to use it. Can you tell us? Zen asks, can you tell us what was your study plan with speaking and writing? As I think it's the most difficult aspects. Study plan with speaking and writing. See, study plan, I didn't had a proper plan because I did all by myself study. Okay. Uh, Still, what I used to do, I used to pick any particular topic in to talk about, and then I would create sort of like bullet points on that particular topic in French. Then I used to speak and record myself in computer or on phone for 7 to 8 minutes, and then I used to go back and watch that video and see where I did mistakes, and then I would write those wrong phrases, and I would learn its correct ones. And that's how I mainly did my speaking. And I spoke a lot. Okay, like I have whole library filled with my speaking practice videos, and it's very fun, when I go back into seeing those videos. Most of the times I'm feeling stuck. Oh, what do I say now? What do I say now? It's completely blank. But eventually, more videos I was able to make, eventually the level in French increases as well. So I have a time lapse video as well. So if you go on my YouTube, if you search one of the most popular videos, one of them also is my French learning journey, how I gained fluency in speaking from in 7 months for speaking. Okay, so that video you'll be able to see. For writing you have to, you need a professional guidance. Writing you can't improve by yourself. Okay, in writing it's not like, okay, for writing it's not like the more you write the better it gets, because that's not how it works in writing. You have to properly get your writings checked, get your writings analyzed, and go with that way. Okay, so I took a professional help, even though they were one of my knowns. Still, it was a professional help which helped me improve writing. Bro, I am having conversation sessions to a native French person on italki. Is it a wise decision to continue, as I'm a beginner and it's complete? Not yet. See, if you're a beginner, you most of the times you'll be wasting your time, because in 1 minute you'll be speaking like 20 to 30 words. Okay, at that point you can still practice by yourself. Okay, same things you can practice by yourself as well. Once you build up a little bit of speed, then you talk to a native to gain more confidence and gain more flow of your spoken practice. Okay, I don't recommend jumping into italki sessions when you're a beginner, because at being a beginner, your output, your words per unit time is very less, which wastes your time. Okay, because italki is paid. You are wasting your money, because in 30 minutes you're able to speak only xyz number of words. But if you were to be fluent, you would be able to speak more words. So if you're a beginner, practice self speaking first, then jump into italki practices afterwards. Okay. Does TEF or other exams like IELTS expire? Yes, TEF has validity of 2 years. So I think that's all good for today. We have had the session for 1 hour, and it was a very good session. You guys had a very good and very detailed questions, and I hope I've been able to answer most of them or all of them. If you want more specific information on any of the French programs for immigration, you can go on my website as well, and you'll be able to get more information how French can be beneficial in immigration. Okay, so yes, that's good. Thank you so much everyone for joining, and I'll see you in the next live, and I'll see you in the next video.